YouTube, comment vous allez? Eh ben écoutez, moi ça va plutôt bien, j'avoue, hein. Petit week-end tranquille. Juste, j'ai retouché le son du jeu, donc... Je teste 1, 2, 3. Ça a l'air d'être bon. Alors du coup, on va prendre un temps qu'à faire. C'est juste devant. Il reste 9 jours pour tous les événements de la 5.0. Autrement dit, une semaine. On va essayer d'en faire le maximum aujourd'hui, quitte à faire un live de 5 heures. Alors la VOD sortira, je pense, découpée, chapitre par chapitre. Ce sera un peu mieux comme ça. D'accord? Ce sera un peu mieux comme ça. Est-ce que c'est pour spirituel? Oui, on verra ça plus tard. Alors, ce qu'on va faire. On va d'abord faire toutes les quêtes d'Archéon. Dans cet ordre-là. On va finir les quêtes d'Archéon. On va faire l'acte 2 de la saison du chapitre 5. On va faire tout ce qui est Archéon. Une fois que les Archéons c'est fait, on va faire les traces d'art. Le petit événement où il faut fouiller, où on va découvrir Natlan. Hein. J'ai l'impression que la caméra a des ratés. Oui, pourquoi? Ah, des beaux ratés, oui. Attendez, je vais la débrancher, la rebrancher. Désactiver. Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive, ma belle? Donc oui, je vais expliquer en même temps. Je disais, on va donc faire les quêtes d'Archéon, puis les traces d'art, pour fouiller la zone. Et ensuite, on aura la quête... celle-ci, là. Ou les sources. Je pensais que c'était une quête d'histoire, mais non, c'est des petites quêtes cachées, entre guillemets, qui donnent des récompenses et qui sont à temps limité, en fait. Ce que j'avais vu. Là, il reste 9 jours. Donc, on va se dépêcher de faire tout ça, parce qu'il y a beaucoup à faire. Et on a à peine une semaine, et vu mon rythme de live... Oh non, me dis pas que tu déconnes par contre. Mais c'est quoi ton problème? Vous marchez si bien jusqu'à maintenant. Oh non. Oh non. Vous êtes mal branché derrière le PC? Le PC vient de capter qu'elle est branchée. On verra si ça s'améliore. Ah, je crois que ça m'a... La caméra m'a perdu. Et bah, on fera sans caméra pour aujourd'hui. Hein. Écoute, si elle marche pas, elle marche pas. Ah là là là. On va l'éteindre. Allez, bonne nuit. Donc, et après, on fera donc celle-là. Il faut faire les actes pour les avoir. Donc, il y a 3 actes. Il va nous en rester 2 à faire. Donc, voilà. C'est perturbant que voir la caméra. Donc, on en était ici. Pierres noires sous des blanches. Vous vous êtes fait de nouveaux amis parmi le peuple des sources et y avez gagné quelques bons souvenirs. Il est toujours bon de faire une pause avant de se lancer dans un nouveau périple. Parce que, rappelons-le, hein, est-ce qu'on se focaliser, s'il te plaît, merci. Rappelons-le, on a donc rencontré Kachina ici, dans les enfants, à la zone des enfants des échos. Elle nous a amené jusqu'au stade Sanctifeu, où on a vu du coup leur type de Hunger Game. Et ensuite, on a rencontré 2 de ses amis au même endroit, dont une Moalani qui nous a emmené à son village pour nous faire visiter. Et une fois arrivé à son village, il s'est fait attaquer par l'abîme avec les mages et des sortes d'invocations et d'incantations des mobs de Natlan. En version maléfique donc. On va voir donc ce qu'il en est. Si. Une fois qu'on aura fini notre plan, évidemment, comme j'ai dit la dernière fois, on reprendra le cours de l'histoire du chapitre avec du oui et tout le bordel sur le compte secondaire. Jusqu'à qu'on arrive du moins à Natlan.
Paimon feels like a whole new Paimon after those 2 days in the hot springs. The abyss kind of threw a wrench in our relaxation, though. Still, spending time here, the Kaholasaurs are so nice and so fun to play with. Their bellies are super bouncy. Oh, and Atea's snacks were so delicious. She gave Paimon some for the road just this morning, actually. Yelling at some kids who got caught throwing stones in the hot springs, so not much has changed since we first met her.
Hey, you guys. Sleep well last night?
Yep, this area is so nice.
Glad you like it. I was thinking of taking you guys out to do some sea fishing. Later tonight, we can eat whatever we catch.
Hey, Mualani!
Yeah? What do you need?
The team sent out to fight in the Night Warden Wars has returned.
And Kachina? Is she back as well?
Kachina fell in battle.
Oh merde.
But don't worry, the team was victorious, so the rite of resurrection will be held in the stadium soon.
That's a relief. The Abyss is cunning, and it was her first time. Mistakes are bound to happen.
Exactly. She deserves to hold her head up high.
All right, thanks for letting me know. We'll head out in a bit. Jeez, she sounded a little anxious there. Had me thinking it was bad news for a moment.
Mualani, you said the Abyss was cunning just now. But, like, think about all those monsters that attacked your tribe. If there really was some sort of cunning plan, wouldn't it make more sense to send them to attack Kachina and her small team?
Bah non, réfléchis Paimon, si c'est les meilleurs, ils vont pas envoyer leur mob sur les meilleurs, ils vont envoyer sur les plus faibles.
Not that Paimon wants them to be in any more danger, it's...
Relax, I get it. The Abyss is difficult to understand, that's for sure. At a glance, it certainly seems like the only goal is total destruction. The Abyss isn't a living entity after all, so what capacity for logic or planning could it possibly possess? But through our long history of fighting the Abyss, we've realized things aren't quite so simple. 500 years ago, the Abyss invaded Teyvat. You know about that, right? That's right. Conria suffered greatly during that time. But so did every other nation in Teyvat. And Natlan was the worst affected of all. It took the combined efforts of the then Pyro Archon and heroes from every tribe to finally repel the Abyss. Even so, the effects of the invasion lingered for hundreds of years, only able to be reversed little by little. Our tribe's waters were contaminated. The Children of Echo's territory was overrun by dangerous sludge surging from underground. It was like each disaster was designed for a specific tribe. Exactly. We once thought that the Abyss's desire for destruction was a sort of primal instinct, but its methods are, in truth, marked by intelligence. We now believe the Abyss has invaded the Night Kingdom, and has the capacity to read the memories of this land at any given moment.
And that's how it became so dangerous and cunning. Almost like it knows you inside and out.
Yes, and that's why we've been unable to fully eradicate it, even after all this time. Luckily, the problems left behind by the Abyss have been successfully addressed by the various Pyro Archons we've had over the years. Now every tribe is prospering and things are looking up. I mean, just look at what we managed to do a few days ago. We totally fought them off.
You must have had to sacrifice a lot.
Every battle, every sacrifice is in pursuit of a future where we get to stop fighting. Responsibility, duty, unavoidable burden. Everyone in Natlan views the war differently. But I believe we will be rid of the Abyss one day. And the efforts of all who fought against them will become a story for the ages. To think that my name could survive in ballads passed down to generations, it's kind of romantic. Everyone has something that drives them forward, you know? We have to. Not only for ourselves, but for our future.
Dieu. Souris bug, mon PC bug. Génial. On appelle les live aléas. Les live aléas. Ouais, ma souris.
Anyway, let's head to the stadium. Our fishing trip can wait until Kachina's back with us. The sea's not going anywhere.
C'est de redémarrer. L'explorateur Windows. Pour peut-être avec le clavier, ce qui n'est pas très pratique, on va pas se mentir. Comment on fait? J'ai fait une boulette. J'ai fait une belle boulette là. Bon, et bah... Ah, j'adore. Pourquoi ma souris marche plus? Mais Snip, j'ai rien fait pour mériter ça. Ça. Et celle-là. On branche la souris. Oui, ça remarche. Alléluia. Bon, je croise les doigts parce que j'ai malheureusement, sans faire exprès, arrêté le gestionnaire des tâches. Enfin, j'ai arrêté Explorer avec le gestionnaire des tâches. On va la redémarrer comme ça. Redémarrer. Oui, that's work. Alors, on va voir la caméra. Parce que du coup, ça va peut-être marcher. On va voir. Ça a l'air d'aller. Ok. J'ai pas pu lire la fin du truc du coup. Alors. Rendez-vous au stade Sanctifeu, du coup, oui. Pour, excusez-moi pour ce qui s'est passé. Hein, la caméra a fait bugger la souris, qui a fait bugger le gestionnaire des tâches. Ah, la succession d'échecs. Donc, pour récapituler ce qui s'est passé, ce que j'ai compris, l'abîme, quand ils ont attaqué il y a 500 ans avec Enria, Ils ont surtout touché Natlan parce qu'ils ont pris le contrôle d'une zone de Natlan. Dans cette zone, il y a les souvenirs de la Terre et donc ils ont appris comment se comportait chaque tribu pour leur faire du mal, précisément. Et depuis ce temps, du coup, bah, ils luttent et voilà, c'est tout ce que j'ai su. Et en même temps, on a l'équipe qui était partie combattre l'abîme qui est revenue et Kachina, elle, est tombée au combat et elle va être donc ressuscitée. Mais il y a l'air d'avoir quelque chose de plus profond là-dedans. Voilà. Voyons voir ça. Et ça a plus stabilisé la caméra, tant mieux.
Whoa, this place is packed already.
Ils sont tous là sauf Kachina.
Of course. No one's gonna miss out on the chance to welcome our heroes back from battle. It's their moment of glory. Kachina's gonna be so flustered. She's never had this many eyes on her before.
Yeah, she doesn't seem like the kind of person.
Looks like I'm just in time.
Kanich, you're here!
Yeah, a commission ran longer than expected, but I made it. I heard about the incident with your tribe, Mualani.
Yeah, it's all taken care of. Our new friend here's got some tricks up his sleeve, by the way.
Hey, look! Is it about to start?
That's right. Someone will come out and recite a eulogy, and then we'll sing the Ode of Resurrection together. Come on, let's find a spot with a good view. When the singing starts, just follow. Let's go somewhere higher up so Kachina can spot us.
Warriors of Natlan, heed the call of life. We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and... That is Natlan's fire, the lifeblood of our nation.
I could not find Kachina within the Night Kingdom, or locate her ancient name.
What?
Bruh. Quoi?
What is...
Usually once the ode is complete, the Pyro Archon and resurrected person will emerge from the flames.
What's going on? This has never happened before.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. Clearly, the team sent to fight the Abyss didn't win after all.
Allez, c'est parti pour foutre la
Think
merde.
about it. The ode rekindles all victors. We wit. Since the Archon couldn't find Kachina in the Night Kingdom, that must mean there's more to this victory than meets the eye.
Hey! You just haven't gotten over the fact that Kachina be-
Pathetic. The both of you.
Your wild guesses are misplaced. We complete.
Maybe you did, but who's to say whether that little girl even contributed at all? Maybe she got scared and ran off. Why would the YUB recognize someone like her, even if she was on the winning team?
How dare you insult a hero of Natlan like that? Kachina sacrificed herself to repel the abyss. She doesn't deserve to be subjected to your vile...
Calm down, Mualani. There's no point
I can't just sit here and let them slander her like that.
To insult a hero of Natlan, the person actually has to be a hero.
You...
Think about it, everyone. Who do you think is really at fault here? A girl who never should have even gone to war? Or the great Pyro Archon? Why would the rules of our nation suddenly stop working?
Oula, tu mets en cause littéralement l'Archéon Pyro là.
It's true. If she wasn't revived, it must mean she failed to achieve victory. Maybe the YUB interpret victory in different ways?
I mean, that girl didn't look all that strong to me.
Kachina wouldn't have run! That's not like her at all!
No! She's been waiting for this moment for too long. No matter how daunting the
Elle
situation,
était prise
no matter
en
how scared
captivité
she
par la
might
vie.
feel, she's always the first person to stand up and face it head on. We don't even know what happened. So don't you dare try to use this as an excuse to venture...
Fine. We'll find out what happens soon enough. Then, we'll see who truly deserves glory.
That's enough. There is no doubt about today's victory, or Kachina's part in it. She is a hero worthy of our admiration, and however, the failure of today's ceremony is undeniable. Kachina has not been rekindled, and I offer you all my deepest apologies as I continue to investigate this matter. To prevent further casualties, I have decided to suspend the pilgrimage until this matter is resolved.
What?
No one is all-knowing. No one is infallible, not even myself. But doubt is a means by which we seek the truth, not a weapon we wield against others.
I didn't mean it that way, Archon.
If there are things you wish to clarify, then ask me directly. Doubt my answer if you wish. But now's your chance.
No,
Allez, fermez vos gueules tous les deux.
Even though I have said nothing to change your mind, then it would seem the truth never mattered to you at all.
That guy doesn't even have the courage to answer the Pyro Archon's question. So much for all that glory talk earlier.
Oui, c'est une petite merde.
I have a question, Archon. My friend Kachina. Do you have any idea where she is? I know you said you were investigating the situation, but I'm sorry, that's not enough.
I've already shared everything I know. If you want to learn the truth and rescue your friend sooner, you should join the investigation. So, what do you say?
Of course I'll join.
In that case, come see me in the speaker's chamber.
We should join them.
Oh, and if it's not too much trouble, could you drop by as well, traveler? I'd like to have a chat. Rest
Avec
assured,
plaisir, c'est le but
everyone,
de
I'll
notre
keep the
vignonnette à
tribal
toute
chiefs
manière.
informed on the progress of the investigation. Once again, I apologize for the outcome of this ceremony. If there are no further questions, let's part for now.
Did she just...
I believe she did. Let's go.
The situation is urgent, so I'll get straight to the point. Kachina is undoubtedly a hero of Natlan, and I'm deeply sorry this happened to her. There's been unrest in the Night Kingdom, but I don't know what's causing it. As a result, I've been unable to track down her location. Until we find and address the cause of the unrest, the Ode of Resurrection will continue to be ineffective.
And that means Kachina won't be able to come back?
That's correct. Not until the problem with the Night Kingdom is resolved.
How long will that take?
It's hard to say.
Kachina always dreamed of fighting the Abyss. She wasn't afraid of death because she knew if it came to whenever we sat down together, exhausted from training, she would always hum the Ode of Resurrection. She was supposed to come back to us. We were supposed to hug her and celebrate with her and share her joy. We supported her every step of the way, but what are we supposed to do now? Sit peacefully and wait for her return? Lose ourselves in grief over her death? Tell me, are we her friends? Or her murderers?
That's not fair, Mualani.
Je comprends, tu l'as poussée à y aller et puis au final elle n'est pas revenue donc...
It's all right. I understand your rage and your grief. Kachina's life means a great deal to me, Mualani. Believe me, I want to bring her back as soon as possible. I would give you that peace of mind if I could. But please, hear what I have to say so I can at least give you a broader picture of the issue we are now facing. Considering the recent attack on your tribe, I believe the Abyss has found a new means of undermining the rules of our nation.
You mean...
The Sacred Flame. The foundation of our resistance against the Abyss. If we continue to hold the pilgrimage and send teams to fight the Abyss, there will likely be more casualties. But if we stop altogether, the Sacred Flame will only grow weaker. The Abyss will scale up their attacks, and the tragedy we saw with the people of the Springs will only be the first of—
If we compare the two choices, the former seems to be the lesser of two evils. Sorry, I know that may sound harsh, but I bear the name Malipo. Weighing the costs is my duty. The raw truth can be cruel. But we need to understand it if we want to approach this rationally.
But what would you say, Mualani? This is personal for you. And unlike Kanich, I dare say it's not a simple case of weighing—
No. I can't choose between them, and I don't want to.
You're saying it doesn't matter whether I
Yes. What happened to Kachina breaks my heart. But I couldn't bring myself to sacrifice other people for her sake.
And that is the crux of the problem. It's not simply a matter of choosing the lesser of two evils. Either way, there will be people who suffer. And the end result will be the same. But once doubt has crept in, the people will no longer unite in battle against the Abyss. Their ultimate goal isn't to break the rules that make the Ode of Resurrection work. It's to destroy the people's faith in them. To prevent what happened to Kachina from happening to anyone else, we need to suspend the pilgrimage. Then, we have to find another way of strengthening the Sacred Flame to keep the Abyss at bay. This won't be easy. I understand your anger, Mualani, but I hope that provided some clarity at least.
Wow. Hyman thought things were gonna get heated for a second, but the Pyro Archon took the time to explain everything so patiently.
I owe you an apology, Archon. I let myself get carried away earlier, and I'm sorry.
We could always hold the pilgrimage without sending a team to fight in the Night Warden Wars.
I've considered that, but the two events have nearly always been linked. Without the chance to fight the Abyss, pilgrimage rankings lose their prestige, and with fewer participants, the amount of contending fire produced will decrease, and the vicious cycle will continue indefinitely.
So, essentially, the Abyss has taken Kachina hostage.
You've learned about the concept of ley lines during your travels, yes? Staying there for a short period of time shouldn't have an effect on the person. Your sense of self will be devoured, until eventually you become one with this. Imagine pouring a cup of water into a rushing river. You can try to scoop up another cup. I won't sugarcoat it. That is the danger Kachina is currently facing.
Just like you said, Archon. You can focus all your efforts on dealing with the Sacred Flame.
The Abyss poses the same threat to you as it does to her. It is very possible—
Kachina's waiting for us to rescue her. That's all that matters.
I failed to protect her during our campaign, but I can make it up to her now.
Traveler? What do you think?
Understood. Then I'll support you. The Masters of the Night Wind have a technique that can extract an ancient name from the ley lines. If we can find Kachina's ancient name, I can use the link between them to pinpoint her position within the Night Kingdom. Then comes the hard part. You need to visit the Night Kingdom in person and rescue her.
But isn't the Night Kingdom a land of souls?
Under normal circumstances, only the consciousness can enter. But there is a way to go there in person. However, know that the Night Kingdom will attempt to repel you, and the Abyss certainly won't leave you be.
That's fine by me.
Same here. Fighting the Abyss is nothing new for me.
So, Paimon's the only one who's scared? Well, if you're going, Traveler, Paimon's going too.
Citlali of the Masters of the Nightwind once created an artifact that can be used to communicate with the Wyab. It was originally used as a ceremonial artifact wielded by the tribal chiefs.
That was the artifact I delivered to the Scions of the Canopy a few days ago. Didn't think I'd be hearing about it again so soon.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone.
Your thanks are unnecessary. I will offer you whatever aid I can, but your fellowship and courage are what will truly decide the success of this operation. Besides, you're the ones helping me. I can only focus on one thing at a time, after all. Traveler, I certainly didn't expect our first conversation. I've heard all about your accomplishments. Ever since you arrived, I've been hoping to meet you and offer you Natlan's highest level of hospitality.
What?
Why? Is that not what happened in the other nations you visited?
Yeah, things were pretty complicated at the start. And, you know, in the middle. But our reputation's solid nowadays.
Premier coup, t'arrives, t'as un dragon. Deuxième coup, t'arrives, le truc de la descente il passe mal. Troisième coup, t'arrives, ça déclenche une guerre. Quatrième coup, t'arrives, il y a une guerre aussi. Quatrième coup, cinquième coup, bah, fin du monde. Ouais. Ah. Pardon, hein.
That's more like it. After all, I've heard you're someone who transcends fate. Perhaps even more than you can imagine. But we can talk about that some other time. Ideally, this would be the perfect night for a drink and some musical ambiance. But there are important things to be—
Oh, I almost forgot. Atea was wounded in the fight against the Abyss. She wanted us to give this to you. It embodies fond memories and my strength of will.
I didn't think this day would come so soon. The flames of her life force. I can feel them flowing within the talisman. If things were different, the two of us could have enjoyed the hot springs together while she gave this to me in person. But don't worry. This talisman means a great deal to me. I'll take good care of it, and one—
You said you didn't want to jeopardize the production of Contending Fire. But that's not at all why you decided to suspend the pilgrimage, is it?
You're right. Now, the production of Contending Fire is far from sufficient. The gradual corrosion caused by the Abyss has resulted in a massive shortage of pyro energy.
Pour ça qu'on
And
n'a
we're
pas pu
currently
entrer en
at the
résonance.
breaking as things stand. The pilgrimage is a lost cause. Suspending it allows us to save our strength to defend the tribes. The Abyss has brought catastrophe to Natlan, and Kachina's disappearance in the Night Kingdom—
We can't let the general public know that.
No. If the public learned that Natlan's destruction was close at hand, there would be immense panic.
Commence à piquer les yeux.
But if I said nothing at all, they would have continued to question the integrity of Natlan's heroes.
Another simple choice. The latter was clearly the better solution.
I have never subscribed to the belief that the right choice is the one with the fewest sacrifices. Let's go. There's still a way for the sacred flame to last a little longer.
You mean?
Yes. Come with me.
Qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire?
The sacred flame must never go out. Not only does it strike fear in the abyss, but it's also the pillar of Natlan's stability. So until our heroes are ready, I will sacrifice my power to keep—
But that can only last so long. I think we should focus on the remaining ancient name-bearers.
Don't let desperation cloud your judgment. Those chosen by the Wayab have already embarked on their destined path. It is for them to decide how that journey ends. Not all we can do is support them.
Even so, for you to make this sacrifice, it's not right.
If not me, then who? No other is capable of sustaining the sacred flame. I possess great strength, but I'm not above my people. This is part of my duty.
Archon, it's the Fatui!
The Archon of Natlan. A force to be reckoned with.
Capitano.
The secret of the ley lines is no secret to me. Long have they been destined for ruin. And since the oath made 5 centuries ago remains unfulfilled, what use is the Gnosis in your hands?
I don't know what you mean. But it sounds like this is about more than the Tsaritsa.
In times of crisis, someone must pick up the mantle of salvation. Your plan has reached an impasse, and now it falls to me to create new rules for Natlan. But before the dawn of a new age, the old must be destroyed.
I assume that's the end of your speech? Good. People like us, let our blades do the talking! Masters of the Night Wind. Send word. The captain and his followers must be apprehended.
What the fuck?
Are you alright, Archon?
What? Capitano, c'est le numéro 1 des Fat Phalos. C'est l'exécuteur numéro 1. Il tient tête à l'Archéon Pyro. Alors ok, c'est une humaine, hein. Ok. Quel pouvoir des dieux. Oh! Fuck! My goodness! Wow! Le combat était stylé! Ah ouais!
He was a formidable opponent. Exactly what I would expect from the first.
Ah bah oui, tu m'étonnes, ouais. Il s'est enfui comme une tafiole à la fin. Oh bon, tu vas me dire, il était quand même bien niqué. Hein.
I never imagined someone could match you in combat. If the Tsaritsa sent him here, why would he bring up what happened 5 centuries ago?
Ah, c'est quoi ce pacte?
Yeah. And how much does he know about Natlan?
The Harbingers are all driven by their own personal goals. The only purpose that unites them is collecting the Gnosis. But I'm sure the captain has his own reasons for being here as well.
Whatever his motive, we should shift our focus to the Fatui. If they attack again, and we're not prepared, we're done for.
No, we're running out of time. The wound I inflicted should hold him back and weaken him for the time being.
En théorie.
Besides, I'm sure you noticed. The power that came to his rescue just now came from the Masters of the Nightwind.
In other words, there are traitors among us.
Not necessarily. This could prove to be a very valuable turn of events. When we exchanged final blows, I sensed an unusual presence within him. Kanich, go to the Masters of the Nightwind and look into who could have aided the captain. Speak to Seat Lali. She should know.
Of course, I'll head out right now. Do you still intend to...
Yes, but fear not. Natlan's strength has never rested solely in its Archon. Together we foresaw the only path that leads to our nation's future.
Ce changement de couleur, ça m'a beaucoup fait penser au tout début, quand il s'affronte avec la personne. Elle lui ressemble beaucoup, étonnamment. C'est quand même surprenant, je trouve.
Is everything okay, Archon?
Completely fine. Just lamenting the fact that I never got a picture when I could still turn my hair into flames.
Elle peut pas la raviver, la
Too
flamme.
late now.
Je crois qu'elle vient de sentir qu'elle peut pas raviver la flamme.
Hope the others have a safe journey.
Il doit y avoir un truc comme ça, je pense. Ah, c'est pas le combat, ça, du coup, qui se baladait.
What's happening at the stadium? Did something explode?
It feels like the Archon unleashed her power. She must be fighting a formidable opponent.
Should we go back and check what's going on?
Have faith in the Archon. She wouldn't lose in a one-on-one confrontation.
Once we find Kachina's ancient name, we'll head right back.
Okay, let's just keep climbing.
Et là-haut. On va chez les aides de la canopée, du coup. Ah, j'ai plein de questions qui se bousculent, là, du coup.
What can you tell us about the scions of the canopy?
The tribespeople are very adventurous.
Oh, kinda like us then.
I'm not so sure. You don't strike me as the type to enjoy danger. The scions of the canopy are a bunch of thrill seekers. They love extreme sports like rock climbing, rappelling, volcano parkour, or even bungee jumping without a rope while a Yunkasaur stands at the edge and uses its tongue to catch them.
What?
Sound like something you'd be interested in?
Du saut à l'élastique sans corde.
Okay, that does sound different from our usual adventures. Paimon's not doing any of that. She can just cheer you on from the sidelines.
Toi, merci. Lecture au passage.
That's Wina, the tribal chief. Let's head over to him.
Avec la manière dont c'était posé, on aurait dit que le chef d'attribut c'était le poteau.
Chaska.
Nice to see you again, Wina. I'm afraid we don't have time for pleasantries, so I'll get right to it. We're here for this.
Whoa, hold on a second. At least tell me why you need it first.
Missionné par l'Archeon. Allez hop.
My friend Kachina is trapped within the Night Kingdom. We need
Rescue her? From the...
That's right.
I'm sorry, but someone needs to tell you what you don't want to hear. The nature of battle is unpredictable. You never know how it's going to end. Losing a friend is tragic.
I appreciate what you're trying to say, Chief Wina. But if the price of maturity is abandoning a friend in need, I'll choose...
I thought you might say that.
Is something wrong, Wina? This doesn't seem like you. Life isn't complete without taking risks.
It's nothing. The Night Kingdom is a dangerous place. If you're that determined, far be it from me to stop you. Here's the stone. Keep it safe, okay?
Thank you.
Huh. Seems like you two go way back. But aren't you from the Flower Feather clan, Chaska?
Oh, Chaska's a peacekeeper, so she's famous throughout the tribes. She's always the one people call to resolve conflicts. Her younger sister Quichi's always hanging around our tribe, too. She's helped...
Oh, you have a younger sister?
Yes, I'll introduce you to her sometime. But let's get back to business.
As you probably know, your intended destination is completely different from the real world. The Night Kingdom is like a river flowing with concepts. In that sense, the stone is like a fishing boat drifting down the river. But the boat alone isn't enough.
We couldn't do that ourselves?
With a little practice, I'm sure you could. You have the strength and the talent.
Who?
Vichama, a legendary warrior and scout from our tribe. He's got a keen eye and a well-honed intuition. Even his ancient name means to seek.
Vichama? Why does that name sound familiar?
He's one of Auntie Atea's hot spring buddies. I've heard stories about him. Where can we find him?
Ever since Malco passed, he spends most of his time gazing out at the scenery from the cliff.
Thank you. We'll go look.
Good luck.
Oui, d'accord. Je pensais qu'il allait être là-haut. Ah ouais, d'accord. Là, le parcours. Ça va être sympa à explorer.
Someone admiring the scenery from the... Hello there, are you Vichama?
That's me. Did you need something? What? You're saying you can bring someone back? No. If you really think about it, anything's possible in that kind of...
Are you okay?
Everything's fine. I'll help you. But after I help you find Kachina's ancient name, I want to use the stone to look for my friends as well.
Your friend? Oh, why not men?
Yes, but I'd rather not get into it if it's all the same to you.
That's not a problem. We agree to your request.
Yeah. Since you're helping us find Kachina's ancient name...
Then we're agreed. Can I have a look at the...
Et si tu pars sans nous, bah, on te fait la gueule, hein.
I see. From what I can tell, it functions almost like an abyssal pylon. Both connect. Once the connection is established, the abyss will come surging through the opening like a predator honing in on the scent of blood. so we have to be sure not to use it in a tribal settlement.
Ouais, donc genre pas là, quoi.
Wow, you got all that just from looking at it?
I just picked up on the basics, really. I still have no idea why it works. You said someone named Lali invented this. I'll go find an open area and start setting things up. In the meantime,
We'll go right away.
first, I'll need some hook ropes. Pretty much every store around here carries them, so no need to go anywhere special.
Wait, are you saying you're going to use a real net to catch Kachina's ancient name?
By creating something tangible in our world, like a net, we can create a connection to a corresponding concept in the Night Kingdom. Basically, I'm going to use the concept of a net to catch something equally in...
Oh, I see.
Right. I need two chunks of obsidian. Normally you can only get obsidian from the Children of Echoes. But I heard there's a traveling merchant from that tribe around here
Gotcha!
Alright, let's split up. See that clearing? Let's meet over there when you're done. Oh, and you can send someone with me if you want. In case you're worried I might take the stone for myself.
What do you think, Chaska?
There's no need. Lena spoke.
I appreciate it, even though that doesn't mean much to me anymore. Anyway, it'll take some time to set everything up, so...
Je vais ramener quelqu'un moi, quand même au cas où parce que.
What an odd guy. He seems so defeated, but also really invested in the stone at the same time.
Bah, c'est normal, tu lui proposes de retrouver son pote en même temps.
I don't have any more insight than you, Paimon. Hang on, Kachina.
Alors. Ah ouais, il y a un sous-sol et tout. On a le TP qui traverse le sol.
Hello. Do you have hook ropes? As in rock climbing equipment?
Yes. How much for your whole...
Oh, the whole thing?
Deal.
Wait.
What, you want me to drive down the price?
Oh, no problem at all. I'll even pass along some information on the house. These ropes... All right.
Now we need the obsidian. Let's go talk to the travel...
Excuse me, do you sell obsidian?
Why, yes. I've got a chunk.
Perfect. Is that the only one?
That might be tough.
Thank you so much.
Relax. Everything's going
I know, it's just... I could tell Vichama feels the same way about Kachina always carries all sorts of shiny stones with her. If I was the one trapped in the Night Kingdom, she'd have a whole pile.
Well, would you look at that? I did bring an extra. Here you go, young lady.
Perfect! Thank you.
If you hadn't shown up, these stones would have just sat here collecting dust. I'll take 3,000 mora for both.
Ah bah putain, il est
Here you
gentil.
go. By the way, I heard you mention... How's he doing? Malco's been gone for 5 years now. It's about time he started to move forward.
Do you know what happened?
I heard about it in passing while I was out drinking one night, but I don't know all the details. Malco was an amazing fighter, capable of knocking out multiple opponents in a single hit, while Vichama excelled at scouting, and 5 years ago they both emerged triumphant in the pilgrimage, but on the eve of battle, the Abyss launched an attack on their tribe.
Then what happened?
The team agreed that he couldn't fight the Abyss in his condition. Vichama didn't argue. He knew going to the front lines with an injured leg would make him a burden, and it's just... Malco and the others ended up facing hordes of abyssal monsters in numbers that far exceeded anyone's
Ah, et parce qu'il est pas allé, que c'était le meilleur
The team made an
explorateur.
error in judgment. Vichama went into a deep depression after that. Oh, you're not wrong. But it's possible he chooses to blame himself. I've tried convincing him to move forward. The Abyss has caused so much suffering, and some wounds. Anyway, that's the gist of it.
Ah ouais, dur. Ça, c'est pour se déplacer, par contre, c'est génial. Hein. Ah, c'est trouver des plateformes pour pouvoir voir où tu vas aller après. On va aller en haut, nous. Je pense qu'on est là. C'est stylé, en vrai.
Did you get everything?
Yep, it's all here.
I've made all the necessary adjustments, so we're good to... As agreed, I'll help you find Kachina's ancient name, and then go ahead. After Malko fell, I scoured the battlefield to see what happened. It turned out he wasn't bested by some... If I had been there, I would have been able to sense the danger. I've always blamed myself for what happened. But when you told me about Kachina...
But that happened several years ago. The Pyro Archon said all life within the Night Kingdom of...
There might not be much hope, but I still have to try. Malko and I promised each other, even if we never managed to... All right, let's get to it. I'll start searching for the conceptualized... Make sure you prepare yourselves for battle. As I said, the stone will link the mortal realm to the Night Kingdom.
Look at that golden thing. It must be one of those fragments Vichama mentioned. Let's get closer.
Ok, c'est juste ici. C'est ici, d'accord. Ok, il faut la ramasser vite, d'accord. Est-ce que... Non, je sais pas ce que je vais faire, c'est ça. Ça marche pas. Et ils se déchangent de forme, mais genre, il faut les ramasser vite. Oh con!
Speed of light.
Et ils sont bizarres, ils correspondent aux mobs de la zone.
Stop fight. Strike a pose. Let the show begin. Right?
Alors peut-être pas tous les monstres, en effet. Le pyromage de la bille, ça m'étonnerait.
How much longer, Vichama?
Not long. We're getting close. Quick, take it! I found Kachina's ancient name. Hang in there, Malko. Just a little longer.
Something's not right.
The abyss is corroding his body. Vichama, you can't keep going. You'll die.
I should have died 5 years ago. I just need a little more time. Please, I'm almost there. Thank you.
L'espace est toute neuve, fais la fracasse!
The power of the abyss is strong.
Passe! Elle est toute neuve, pas dans l'espace.
This power.
Hanging in there?
No, why can't...
We can't wait any longer.
I already tried. but the power of the Abyss has him in a chokehold. It's like—
In that case, we have no get back!
Chaska, wait!
Ouch! What happened just now?
Explosé, oui,
The
oui.
stone's power was spiraling out of control. You were all caught in the shockwave of the explosion. You might feel...
Give us a heads up next time, will you? You're lucky we managed to—
I thought I said to get back.
Yeah, barely a
l'as
second
dit en
before you
tirant.
made it go poof. Not everyone has your reflexes, Chaska. We were this close to—
Okay, I'll be more...
At least Kachina's ancient name is still in one piece. Vichama!
Vichama!
I couldn't find Malko's ancient name. It must be completely gone by now. Once your ancient name disappears, there's no coming back. From the very beginning, I knew there was a slim chance, but still. And now... it's too late to save him. From the minute he left that day.
Vichama.
I'm sure he's heard enough condolences over the years. Let's just give him some space.
Huh? What's that in your...
Huh? This is...
Ah bon?
Hey, Malko.
C'est un
Got any
souvenir.
strength left?
Not enough to swing a sword, but to say a few last words.
Too bad. No one will get to hear them. I never thought I'd actually die on this mission.
Guess I have something to be thankful for then. My parents died a long time ago. Pisak! Always had to beat me at everything, didn't you? Maybe you're right. Maybe no one will get to hear our last words. Vichama, I'm so glad you didn't come with us. Don't be sad. Just keep on living. For the both of us.
Oh, les derniers mots de son pote. C'était à la voix prévisible et géniale malgré tout.
Was that?
Seems like we were able to salvage something after all.
Of course. Seeing him, hearing his voice again, it makes me unbelievably happy. But it also brings with it an even deeper pain.
La vérité.
A deeper pain?
Malko was always the type to put on a brave face. But in that memory just now, his hands were shaking. For all these years, I regretted not being able to fight alongside him to the end.
Vichama.
I'm fine. Actually, I heard Chief Wina wasn't really on board with your plan to go. When you asked for my help, I hesitated too. I knew helping you find your friend's ancient name meant leading, but I also understood why you had to try. Everyone has regrets in life. Once allowed to fester, guilt strips us of our most valuable qualities as warriors. In that sense, we might as well choose the braver path from the very beginning. If I could do it all over again, I would have followed Malko to the front lines no matter what. Even with an injured leg, there were still things I could have done. That way, even if the outcome stayed the same, I still would have fought alongside him. There are critical junctures in life, and if you don't seize, that's something I had to learn in hindsight. But you're still at the crossroads of your journey, so...
Thank you, Vichama. I feel even more determined now. Kachina will come back to us. I'll make sure of it. I promised I would find her, and I intend to keep that promise.
That's good to hear. Strange. My body, it's...
Once abyssal corrosion enters the body, a portion will fuse itself to your internal organs. Even though the Traveler possesses powers of purification. Thanks to him, though, you were only briefly exposed. Slowing your breathing and controlling your emotions should help. Just speaking from experience, that's all.
Anyway, we've recovered Kachina's ancient name, so we're off to a great start. Oh, and apologize for destroying the spirit speaker stone.
Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that?
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wina. I can—
Honestly, it's just one thing after another with you. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here?
Don't play dumb with your own sister. My apologies, everyone. I just need to...
I'll be just a moment.
Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story. It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska was actually raised by cuckoo sores. She was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own. That strength of will pushed her to survive. But it also planted a seed of conflict within her.
For some reason, Paimon can totally imagine that.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her.
Ah, I remember those days. One of those fights was definite. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. And now she's who people call to resolve conflict. It sounds like she still argues with Koichi, though. Don't siblings usually...
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska from doing anything dangerous.
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night Kingdom.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that even if you wanted to. Better still, I can understand where Koichi's coming from. In the end...
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know I only do what's necessary.
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak up...
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
C'est pas faux.
Again with the excuses. We agreed, didn't we? There are 4 levels of danger. If it's not something urgent, you can only engage in level 2 danger and below. You can put a trip to the Night Kingdom?
What do you mean, sneak into the place? I always planned on walking in.
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you? He
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was...
Oh, I knew it! So he did try to say something, but...
This is important. If you were in my shoes...
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics.
All right, whatever.
You... What are you...
Time out. Is this one of our normal
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then... You need to know something. What happened to Kachina...
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are.
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals.
I've also told you that managing your condition is
Sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
Ah oui, c'est vrai, c'est... Je viens de le dire.
All right, let's stop this here. If we keep going, I might actually have to get serious.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat to...
Koichi!
So, you're really going to go, no matter...
Then support me. I'll be back.
So, that's it.
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but you two...
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way, down to the It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister. You're tough kids. That doesn't...
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. If you're done with the spirits, according to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact. So be safe.
Alors...
If only Tone-Gift Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the whole...
It might be in a few more pieces than you remember.
Huh? I see. Still, Citlali's going to be a nightmare to deal with. Stay safe out there in the Night Kingdom, okay?
Oui, c'est vrai que c'est eux, j'avais oublié. Et évidemment, on fera des tirages aussi, mais pas ce soir, on fera pas à la fin de cette VOD, à la fin de la journée, je ferai les tirages. Pour ce qui est de Natlan, vu que c'est ma partie perso, je ne m'embêterai pas à l'explorer solo. Je finirai l'exploration de Fontaine parce que j'ai un peu commencé, tout le reste aussi. Natlan, vraiment, je vais attendre, sauf s'il y a des events, où évidemment on fouillera en même temps que l'event. Je tombe. Je tombe plus. Je attendrai... Oh. Merci. Ça, c'est cool. Hop. Où il faut aller? Là-bas. Donc ouais, Natlan, j'explorerai tout ça en live également. Mais du coup, on va faire d'abord toute l'histoire de Mondstadt, de Liyue et tout avant. Comme ça, au moins, on explore tout, on fait les puzzles et tout. On verra.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient
Non,
name
ça peut être cinématique.
Well, it's fairly complicated.
Les fatouilles vont attaquer, point.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere with...
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take...
That's why it has to be our little secret. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but I won't lie to you. Still, all you need to do is focus on your goal.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
C'est qui, lui, au final?
There's no need to be so modest, Yan-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known...
Archon, I'm sorry about before. You have so...
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotion. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track her down.
Oh, le labo secret.
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've collected.
Whoa. I've never seen this place before.
It looks like there are items from every tribe.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, and physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own. Now, I still have some... If you're curious about an item, I'm...
Alright, we'll have a look.
Ah bon, bah ça va s'amuser à regarder. Il y a des souvenirs dans les pièces.
This flower looks like it's thriving. You must be good at taking care of plants, Archon.
N'empêche.
Hey, there's a fishing rod here.
That's right. It belongs to a legendary fisherman named Matavaru. I have his entire set of fishing equipment. He and I met in a tavern. He told me about a particular kind of giant fish, and in his eyes I saw a hunger and a strong fighting spirit.
So, did he do it?
Oh.
The next time I saw him, he was covered in scars.
Oh merde.
It turned out the fish he sought had been corroded by the abyss. He managed to kill the fish, but sustained a serious injury in the process, which meant he could never go deep-sea fishing again. Can a fisherman claim victory if he fails to bring back his catch?
Well, Paimon thinks he won.
That was my answer as well. In the end, he didn't want his tools to go to waste.
Wait, that means you also...
Maybe we can go head-to-head sometime.
This fishing basket looks familiar.
Oui, on vient juste d'en parler.
This is a
I'm sure you're familiar with this one already. Atea was rarely ever without it.
There are so many jars and potions around here.
No, those belong to the Masters of the Nightwind. They're ceremonial tools used to amplify the ability to communicate with the Night Kingdom and the Wyab. Yamaya is an expert in this field, and she taught me a lot. Even though she appears the tools you see here are quite traditional. Her students found them outdated, so she passed them on to me. The contents of the jars aren't all that special. Oh, except the big jar in the middle.
Ooh, must be something really cool.
Grape juice.
Ah, c'est du vin, quoi.
It's quite tasty, although probably expired by now.
C'est pas grave, ça fait du vin au final.
Whoa, that belt is bigger than Paimon's head.
The Collective of Plenty are known for their bodybuilding competitions and contests of strength. The association with strength might also have been the reason the original belt was extremely heavy. And even if a warrior had the strength to put it on, wearing it for any length of time would still leave them.
Sounds like it.
So the owner of the original belt, Kitera, commissioned a craftsman to make a copy identical in appearance but far lighter in weight. He would often wear this version when training in order to protect his waist.
Or he made a lighter version so he could wear it all the time and show it off.
Possible. On dirait les lamas dans l'événement qu'il y a eu là avant Natlan.
Make sure to handle everything with care. This cup, for example, it...
Ah, il y a un bâton bavard à côté.
The powder still needs some time to settle. Well, what do you think?
Yeah, if
Il y a
each
un
item
bâton bavard là.
represents a difference, does every item hold a
That's right. The item, they demonstrate the true shape.
The shape of...
Most people perceive time as a linear
J'ai envie de le
concept,
prendre. J'espère que je
almost
pourrai le
like a
prendre.
straight line that can only move forward. But there's also a different theory, one that I believe.
At once?
Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience exactly, even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions. And the future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet to come to... Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name.
That does kinda make...
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect while the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as to come up with such a set of rules. The first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine. That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the divine throne, namely a framework through which ordinary people can ascend. By holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us. And when that person ascends, in addition, the sacred flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land.
So, it all comes down to the power of the divine throne. Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes. That's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon. It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before.
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry! Paimon's mouth worked!
It's all right. No matter what others may say, my past is a precious. Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just comes with a lot of responsibility. My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and he would sit on a blanket and eat it together. One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the saurians who were raising ran. My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw my sister's distress, I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even after making such a mess.
Wow.
Isn't that what being a family is all about? As the Archon, I made a vow to defend this nation.
Well, what happened after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must be all grown up by now, right?
Ils sont tous morts.
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. Anyway, that's enough about me. Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin.
Non, je veux le bâton bavard. J'ai le contrôle. Attends. Non, je peux plus interagir avec. Ah. J'espère qu'on pourra revenir. On pourra pas sortir, je pense. On verra.
Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, so too shall ancient name. Take us to your fated bearer.
Oh, Kachina!
Am I hallucinating again?
Kachina!
Huh? I'm not seeing things.
It's okay, Kachina. It's just us.
Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Y-Up is being affected by the Abyss. I was waiting for the Y-Up to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in, and the Y-Up saved me, even though its power is weakening. So I've been hiding from the monster. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The Abyss is trying to strip you. All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just, I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me.
You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. No, you're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do...
I'm really scared. Still, I don't want you to put yourself...
All you need to do is place your trust in us, just like you always have. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind.
Yeah, we're so close, we can't call it quits now! Be careful.
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time—
I know. I'm prepared.
All right. Then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced. That face you just made. Don't tell me you two got into another argument.
No, I just...
I'll go with them too, Archon.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means—
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support. But I can— Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle—
That won't happen.
I hope not.
Est-ce que je peux récupérer le bâton bavard? Putain, ça se trouve, il y avait... non, c'est pas récupéré, ça se trouve, il y avait une histoire avec. Et j'ai pas pu la lire. Je suis déçu. Je suis déçu. Ça se trouve, il y a une histoire avec ça aussi. J'ai mal fouillé. Wow. Ça brûle ou pas? On peut pas y aller. Ah! « 1h30. Oh, le peu ou toi? On va y aller comme ça. C'est un peu rapide. Un panorama. Il n'est pas déjà pris celui-là? Il me dit quelque chose. Bon. Ah, c'est ce genre de donjon. Son dragon aujourd'hui réduit en ruine. C'est parti. Alors. Petit coup de huile pour commencer. Merci.
So we're underneath Natlan right now?
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They had their own—
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what the devices here are for. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time, but with the recent increase in abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the—
No. It's going to be obstacle after obstacle from here on out.
Why are you all laughing like that?
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in, right?
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
Then let's go. We won't let it—
On va garder la cam off vu que c'est un genre d'histoire, des cinématiques.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natlan's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
Ah, so basically no sugar, no soft drinks, no grilled meat.
Yeah, we'll be here all day if you list them out one by one. It's much faster to just focus on what's good for you.
Such as?
Vegetable juice. Want some?
You know, Ian-san, Paimon feels like the two of us might not see eye to eye.
J'aimais bien Yann-san, je l'aime plus trop maintenant. Du jus de légumes, ouais, t'as raison. Pourquoi pas manger de la salade pendant petit?
Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Everyone hold hands.
Yoo-hoo! Don't blink. Hey!
I'll protect us.
Je me dis, est-ce que c'est pas genre comme les ceux qui sont morts au combat, c'est qu'ils arrivent ici et la Bible leur prend le contrôle. C'est une théorie qui est, pour moi, je pense, possible. Ah oui, c'est la voix.
Oh, the place we need to go seems really high up. I see everything.
Strike. Incoming.
Everyone hold hands.
Time to shine. Speed of light.
Let's dance.
Cut to the chase. Incoming. Hey!
Il y a un coffre, je crois, non? Non, c'était ça. C'est du huile, ça? Non. Pour entrer dans les failles. On a fait une méjecte pour me battre avec normalement.
Don't blink. Come on, we can do it. Hey!
With sword comes shadow. Speed of light. Don't blink.
Là, il y a... mécanisme qu'on porte. Tant qu'on fasse ce donjon et qu'on se balade, on va pouvoir récapituler certaines choses. Dans l'histoire, on a donc des anciennes civilisations, on a Kenria. On a la cité des Kenria qui est théorisée sous le désert de Sumeru, là où il y a la grande porte. On verra quand on ira à Sumeru. Je vais vous dire, rappelez-vous, si vous avez vu Sumeru, il y a une partie du désert dans une grotte où il y a une grande porte qui ne mène à rien pour l'instant. Et donc il y a Kenria, on a les anciens de Watatsumi qui est en dessous, qui est... J'ai perdu le nom, Ekanomiya. On a les mines souterraines du gouffre aussi, où on a des restes de civilisation et des écritures antiques un peu partout. Je fouille aussi de mon côté. On a donc 1, 2, 3, 4 civilisations pour l'instant. L'ancienne aussi de Fontaine, celle où on voit les écritures. On a donc à Fontaine, à Sumeru, à Inazuma. On a les mondes Dragon qui ont des ruines également d'un temps révolu. Avec celle qui trouve, mais il n'y a pas plus d'infos que ça là-dessus. J'aurais pu mettre un coffre.
This is the final stretch. We just need to climb up and we'll be there.
Quelle,
Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
Quelle région n'a pas... Quelle région n'a pas sa zone antique? Yue, c'est le gouffre. Wow, c'est impossible à contrôler par contre. Il veut sauter, il saute, il s'en fout complet. Juste ce qu'il fallait. Non-stat, on a un pilier. On le voit dans la première, dans le premier contract. Ah, on arrive en haut. C'est une feuille de l'abysse.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one ripped open by the abyss.
Yes. There's something in the depths of this place that feels familiar.
We actually have to... Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Don't push her through before she's ready.
Parce qu'il faut oublier aussi qu'on a des piliers un peu partout. On a un pilier au sommet de Dragon, on a un pilier au gouffre, donc à Yue. On n'a pas de pilier à Inazuma. Là, je ferai une vidéo récap sur tout ça quand j'aurai fait une grosse partie du lore déjà. Bah, je vais faire une vidéo sur le lore de Mondstadt et une autre sur le lore de Nathan quand on aura fini. Et au fur et à mesure, après, on fera un gros regroupement.
Looks like we made it. This is the Night Kingdom.
It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories.
That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina
Ah,
here in
c'est
the
les
first
mêmes
place.
marques qu'on a dans le gouffre.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. Yeah.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that...
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there?
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. We fell all the... If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance.
That's it?
Mais c'est même pas de temps
You really think that little of Paimon?
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina and bring her to this location.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate.
Yeah, these floating black...
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! A talking ghost!
Le même genre des âmes qu'on a avec Anomia, alors que là elles sont dorées, pas bleues.
Calm down, I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right?
Ah, c'est le pote à Vichama!
Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malko. I was completely lost to this realm until it's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I am. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect form.
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker's stone hadn't become but we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe...
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best.
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us, but it's not too late for you. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form. Be careful. This place has been severely corroded by the abyss.
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Ouch!
Quick, get back here. You can't go wandering off.
Wesh.
Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being.
Il est même derrière le salon.
We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way.
Il n'y a pas de mob, j'imagine. Non. Aïe. Fait mal. Ah, c'est les mêmes marques que dans le gouffre.
Not good. More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
Vous avez qu'à me laisser regarder le truc, les gars, aussi. C'est pas très sympa, je visite chez vous, moi. C'est pas comme ça qu'on accueille les invités. Et vous me prenez pour qui? Ouais, c'est les mêmes marques. C'est le même stigmate qu'il y a présent dans le gouffre. Je suis presque déçu que ce soit pas une map entière. Après, il y en aura peut-être une autre qui sera ailleurs, débloquée à la suite, comme Loué était avec le gouffre, enfin, avec les mines souterraines du gouffre plutôt. Je crois que les deux sont arrivés d'un coup.
Easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
D'accord. Le gars, il est RP Zoro dans One Piece.
Did you hear that?
What?
Never mind. It was probably just my imagination.
Don't scare Paimon like...
I heard it too.
What did it say?
It doesn't matter. It's certain.
Ouais.
Paimon just heard it too!
Au voyage, mensonge.
Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place!
Ah, des œufs de l'abîme. Ils sont bien chiants. De rien, elle est badass, hein, elle a tenu toute seule ici, en vrai.
We're here, Kachina! Oh, honey? Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters. Good idea. Let's go!
Let's go! Je vais pas me demander, par contre, ils sont assez chiants.
Incoming! With sword from shadow.
Là.
You're here. You're finally here. Thank you so much. That monster can appear from anywhere. It almost... The YF's power helped keep me hidden, so I just tried to... Had a girl. You did so well. And most importantly,
En
you
vrai,
weren't
ouais,
hurt.
je pense que peu peuvent s'en vanter.
Should we start heading back then?
Actually, I have a request. I can't exactly put it into words, but...
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen here...
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles. You can think of them like the body of each Wyab. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxies to which the Wyab can extend their There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the Wyab can extend their consciousness over the entire realm. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy. Even if we...
Still, we can't just leave the YF to suffer. It's pretty...
I agree. We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Kachina. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration of...
Kachina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache.
Maybe we really should leave. Kachina's already been...
No, I'm fine. Just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Besides, I can... Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you. But that's because we want to help the wild. You don't have anything to prove either. It's okay if you reach your limit.
All right. The sooner we get this done, the better.
We've already come all this way, so we might as well try to get to the bottom.
Let's go. This way.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself? That's too...
It's all right.
Et il est déjà mort, qu'est-ce que tu veux qu'il
As
craigne?
strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not particularly... So go. Achieve your goal. And return...
Thank you for...
You're a true hero.
Thank you. No one fights alone.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk.
I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that.
Attends, parce que Maïda l'a pris tarot. Voilà. Là aussi, il y a des totems de genre. À Ekanomiya, il y avait une tour qui servait d'intermédiaire entre deux modes. Le gouffre et Mondos Dragon, il y a un totem qu'on a dû réaligner pour une raison X ou Y que je n'ai pas encore déterminée. Et là, il y a 6 totems pour la Wayob. Pour la déesse, donc pour le dieu du lieu.
Wyabb? Wyabb! I'm back! My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyabb, can you...
Oh.
So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. All right, get ready, everyone. Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place.
Careful. We've got company.
Ah oui.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly. You tried to get in my way. You would have dispersed with or without me. Rather than you may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me now. No, the power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks captivates like a masterful work of art. I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of That is the tragedy of your short lives. You understand nothing of all-encompassing ancient names, pride, friendship. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfish... Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina...
Ça veut rien dire, t'as des gens de base qui sont forts sans pouvoir et d'autres qui sont sans pouvoir et qui sont faibles aussi, c'est logique.
Kachina, give me your hand. Feel that? I'm right.
Thanks, Moalani. Because I'm not alone anymore.
You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't have any power, but you also couldn't be more wrong. You've never had to work for your own strength, so you will never understand.
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down. The power lies not in the ideal
Ça me va,
itself,
c'est un pyro, je me bats avec Electro et Hydro.
but in our
passe
commitment
crème.
to upholding that ideal.
Well said.
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than 2 of us to
Ah
handle
ouais,
an
mais
enemy
non,
like
putain.
this.
Bon, moi ça va qu'il y a Moalani.
Sorry in advance, but you deserve what's...
There aren't many in Natland who can beat us when we're together.
Avec les deux, ah ouais. On va un peu Kachina malgré tout parce qu'elle est mignonne. Ouais. Reste avec elle. Bon, j'aime pas la jouer. J'étais embuté en jetant des bombes à eau au final.
We actually won! That's what he gets for underestimating.
Fantastic work, Kachina. Absolutely fantastic. This makes me so unbelievable.
I'm happy too, Mualani. Together we really are unstoppable.
Huh? My ancient name is glowing?
It's probably a projection from the real world. But that doesn't explain why it's glowing all of a sudden.
Wait, does that...
That was a bold move, diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend, especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something. Everything you said was exactly right. As isolated individuals, it took years' worth of scars and lots of unnecessary suffering for me to... The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of foes. Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved...
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the under the name Umoja. You shall unite the tribes and save Natlan from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with our vision for Natlan. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
What's wrong,
So many memories. My brain... So that's what happened.
What do you mean?
Oh putain, c'est ce qui s'est passé. Non, je suis jaloux, je veux savoir ce qui s'est passé.
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts...
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we... I know bits and pieces, but I had no idea Mualani was also part of the plan.
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Let's focus on saving the Wyab first. Okay, that should be enough. Wyab.
I hear your voice, Kachina. My dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength. One day...
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina. You are all my most beloved children. It has always been my honor to protect and nurture you. Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name, but it need not define you. Focus on who you want to be. You are already worthy of your name. The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just...
Thank you, Wyab.
It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all you hold dear.
I know we've never met before, Wyab, but I just wanted to say... Thank you for encouraging Kachina. It was exactly what she needed to hear.
Whoa!
Allez, cassez-vous là, cassez-vous. Y'a plus de temps.
We're out of time. It's the power of the abyss.
Oh.
Quick, we need to run.
It's a Sealy! The Sealy opened the way for us!
On aura accès, je pense. S'il y a une fée, on aura accès. Puis il y a 6 autres piliers. On va aller par où? Là-bas? Ouais. La ville veut nous arrêter, quoi, réellement.
The opening in the sky! It's closing!
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here.
Allez, foutez-vous les trucs encore plus devant moi, c'est pas grave.
Watch out for the falling rocks! Quick, through the middle!
Bon. La lumière se passe sur un point que. Coup dur. Oh, c'est un perso pyro. Électro. Non.
You've done well. Now come home.
Dans un monde parallèle ou dans les souterrains là du coup? Non parce que...
We're back! The Pyro Archon...
But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she used...
She's still in the speaker's chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So you're saying...
Every great display of power.
You must feel terrible, Kachina. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archon said she'd have a doctor waiting.
I recommend getting a full checkup. Just to...
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler? Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the...
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the night...
Right. The Wyatt mentioned something about the Pyro...
I'll let her explain everything. We're all a part of the plan now. Every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan's ultimate fate.
Au cas où Pepsi, l'un sauve le monde, l'autre le détruit. C'est quoi, on était littéralement donc dans le fief nocturne. Après oui, réalité et surnaturel étaient mélangées, donc l'image de la conscience de l'Archon Pyro qui a fracassé le plafond et donc le passage, c'était juste qu'elle a ouvert une nouvelle brèche pour qu'on puisse passer. Mais après, on était quand même assez proche du sanctifeu. J'espère vraiment que ça va devenir une map par contre, parce que s'il y a 6 totems, c'est-à-dire qu'il va y avoir une histoire derrière et tout. Le fait qu'il y ait une fée aussi, pourquoi il y aurait une fée pour symboliser ça, tu vois? Ils auraient pu faire revenir sur le dernier souffle l'esprit qui nous avait guidé au début en mode et puis il ouvre la voie, tu sais. Ça aurait pu se faire, mais non, ils ont choisi d'y faire ainsi. Ce qui est pas plus mal, mais bon. C'est en haut. Faut que j'aille. Faire. Par là-bas. Non, je suis entré du mauvais côté. Ok. Une table de synthèse ici. On m'a mis de partout. Merci. Rien là. Ils en ont mis presque de partout. Par contre, ouais, je ferai pas des quêtes en mode où sont tous les livres, ça, je les prends sur la route. Vous les voyez pendant les lives, tant mieux, sinon tant pis. Beaucoup de temps pour pas grand chose. Ah oui, il y avait un point de TP là. Quoi? Oh bah. Ah oui, c'est la sœur, c'est vrai.
Huh. There's a lot less stuff here than before.
Ah bah oui, y a plus rien.
It's good to see you all here in one piece.
Oh non, ça veut dire qu'il n'y a plus le bâton
I know
bavard.
you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any...
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon. Take a seat, everybody. All right, that should do it for now. But I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler.
He always has been special like that. He can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think...
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play...
Of course. I still have patience.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right, all right. We might not see eye to eye, but we both had just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between...
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
C'est bizarre, ça me fait penser à quelque chose. Quelque chose qui a eu vécu il y a pas très récemment.
No. That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but the inevitable conclusion of the disaster.
Mulani told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of... Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. In the end, victory came at the cost of our civilization and countless lives. Even then, it took centuries of solving the disasters caused by... And still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss...
I'd never have guessed.
The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more complicated because that realm is essentially functioning as Natlan's ley lines. Immediately after the war, our calculations estimated that we would have a maximum of 500 years before the Night Kingdom was completely lost to the Abyss. But at that time, we were a nation of the destitute. Our people no longer believed our civilization was dying, our faith crumbling. If we didn't bring the nation back together, it would be foolish to even dream. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save...
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered a strange figure who gave me a series of new memories. Since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess but there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then.
Ah, il est vraiment pas humaine du coup, c'est vraiment une vraie archéone.
That's right.
Remarque, tu me dis, il y a
The
Fiorina.
hardest thing for humans to
Fiorina avait
overcome
une
has
part
always been
de... Mais
time,
c'est la
or
partie humaine
rather,
qui
the
est restée.
natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wyab would select a hero. And the Chosen would then stand by my side in defense of our nation.
So that means I'm one of...
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe after your adventure in the Night Kingdom. I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning.
So in other words, you always knew who the Wyab were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names from 500 years ago, but the intel regarding, once again, it comes down to the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection failed to bring Kachina back.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. The Abyss may not possess intelligence, but if we want to unblock that information from being passed on, my presence alone isn't enough. The ancient... So, I've tried my best to help them from the sidelines. Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names.
Donc Zilonen, je vois pas qui c'est. Kinich, oui. Et Yanzan, bah c'est lui.
During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wyab
Voilà,
Mulani. In the process, you gained the memories stored with...
Well, we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the urgency of the situation.
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell...
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could, just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own...
So I suppose you're not going to tell us who the final 2 heroes are then?
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust in the judgment of the Wyab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that we managed to get the... Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual, but in us all. You're quite perceptive, aren't you?
Huh? Oh, right! All the stuff...
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose.
Fuel?
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important. Over time, they became imbued with a certain amount of contending fire from being carried in battle. On their own, each item's power is limited. But together, their combined effect, by burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to... It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you...
But weren't they all precious
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No matter what, I never wanted the Pyro Archon to have to use that power. Oh,
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. If you hadn't saved the totem pole, that area of the night... And then, it would only be a matter of time before the Children of Echoes was met with disaster. Besides, when those heroes entrusted their belongings to me, or the Pyro Archon of their time, if they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would...
Even when you put it that way...
There's no need. Remember what I told? The people and the events of the past are never truly lost to us. We simply carry them with us in a different form. If you still have regrets, let them fuel your resolve in the battles to come. Your deeds will become new legends and nurture new forms of power just like the items once stored here.
Well, we'd still like to return the favor.
Well, if that's the case, just treat me to a drink sometime. Now that Kachina has returned, we can finally hold the victory feast and celebrate your team's triumph in the Night Warden Wars. And we could all use the rest, that's for sure. Plus, you'll be able to silence everyone who doubted you once and for all, Kachina.
Still, now that I know the danger we're facing,
Try not to let it get to you. It's important to stay calm. All right. You should...
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the stories of warriors from all over Natlan. They attract people from all walks of life. Friends come easy here, no matter what tribe you're from. The people of the springs have never claimed the hot springs as their own private property. They are there to bring all hot spring buddies together. It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me gradually understand the true value of the springs. I've witnessed their energy, their determination, their absolute passion for life. Even when they cause trouble, I never managed to hold on to my anger for long. It's unbelievable how quickly they worm their way back into my good graces. I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. Our tribes stand divided, and yet you promise victory in the distant future. The Abyss is a cunning enemy, one that I faced in battle many times. Were that my rage will never know absolution, then my power will no longer aid you in victory. But you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone.
The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
De tous les souvenirs qu'elle a dû utiliser. Il faut faire le grand tour pour aller de l'autre côté. Oh. Je l'ai vu. Si, c'est par là.
You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no. I knew Chaska would be here, so I just came to deliver. It's not that I don't want to celebrate Kachina and the others.
Well, you two had a...
She didn't cause any trouble during your...
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information.
That's good. That's all.
Is there a reason you asked? You were pretty outspoken when we first met, but now it's like you're holding something back.
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for a reason. Her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength helps her rein it in, but she still loses control sometimes. I had no idea what you might
So what you're saying is...
Okay, so maybe it sounds a little stupid. Anyway, I'm just glad you were able to make it back safe and sound.
What? Do you really have to go that far? Can't you...
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain, especially to her family. She can't. I appreciate the understanding, and
don't worry. I'll find a way to help her. Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their arguing? In the end, it's all the Abyss's fault.
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Woohoo! Well done, Kachina. Thank you, everyone.
I always knew you could do it. With so much potential at your age, you have a great future ahead of you.
You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team. I'll be dealing with you when we get back.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't just say no.
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. I just happened to find that bearer injured in the wild. So when he insisted on repaying the favor, what was I supposed to do? I'm just one person. I figured Kachina would have no trouble replacing me.
But the fact of the matter is that after your departure, everyone else started thinking—
I'm really sorry, Kachina. It was wrong of us to abandon you like that.
It's amazing that you still made it all the way through to the Night Warden Wars.
So, what about you guys?
No.
Our team captain drank too much the night before the competition and turned up late to the stadium on the day.
Ah, ça va prendre pour ta veste.
Serves you all right. No sympathy from me.
Alright. There's no need to, dear friends, firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and this traveler and his companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. They've agreed to let me learn from them. With their help, I believe I can become even stronger still. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Dion-san. They all helped the traveler and Paimon figure out a way to bring me back from the Night Kingdom. They too deserve to be called our heroes. So, please give another round of applause for them. Thank you.
Well said!
I'll drink to that.
How does it feel being a—
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. It all just feels so surreal. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion! Hey, please don't make fun of me.
Tac. Plus de lumière. Pas m'avouer quand même. Des trucs à fouiller d'abord. Bon. On est toujours dans l'acte 2, je pense que ça va être la fin de l'acte 2. C'est quoi ça? Il y aurait un personnage.
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially.
How did you know? That's Paimon's.
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time. For in 500 years, Natlan will be destroyed.
Oui, du coup, en fait, elle a abandonné sa famille à ce moment-là. Elle a abandonné sa famille pour pouvoir ressusciter plus tard. On a vu dans les souvenirs. Pardon.
You could just as easily point out that everything in this world would come to an end eventually. Imagine if I said, let's leave right now, and go save the sun because it'll flame out in a few million years. It would sound quite ridiculous.
J'aime bien le parallèle. Avec la pollution aujourd'hui, le changement climatique, on verra dans 50 ans. Ouais, 50 ans, on y est, les gars.
I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. Or, of course, without me. But since I was the one who came up with the plan, I felt—
Paimon's suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, from what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree she played an instrumental role in rebuilding the scions of the Canopy tribe. Still, it was an impressive achievement, and you feel loss keenly. It seems to stir up feelings of this is a war, and there can be no war without loss. I am already the people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what I may find there.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way—
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. The past, even if the future ends in destruction. And it's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that this is a pivotal moment. We are, well, 3 to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side. Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey.
Ancient names can be—
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged, possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still. Take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs.
Yeah, we can't just ignore this—
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but
Et on a terminé l'acte 2.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage of an opponent in a time of weakness.
Oh, il a du respect. Oh, il a des règles d'honneur.
As for you, I must confess, I did not expect that little trick of yours to save the day.
No matter how dense the fog, as long as the sun remains, we cannot turn day into night. She could have dispelled it. She simply chose not to. You don't have much time, and you're injured on top of that.
I'm beginning to see just how useful you may turn out to be. You heard something from here, didn't you?
C'est pas la voix de Kinich? Waouh! Avec chapitre 5, acte 2. Check! Alors. Et du coup, on a plus de... Il y avait que 2 actes? Mais non! Ah, la blague! Il y avait que 2 actes. Bien, mais... Merci pour les primos. Ok, bah on a terminé l'acte, deuxième acte. Mais du coup ça... Ah mais ok, il faut terminer cet acte là et ça, il faut terminer cet acte là. Ok, j'ai compris. Vu qu'il y avait 3 actes au truc. Ok, donc voilà ce qu'on va faire. Une petite pause de 4-5 minutes. Je vais couper la VOD YouTube ici. Comme ça, au moins, on fera une VOD dédiée Acte 2. Du coup, YouTube, pour vous, je vous dis à la prochaine. Et on va réenchaîner direct sur une deuxième VOD. Donc avec, du coup, bah... Non, c'est pas ça que je veux faire. Les traces d'art. Traces d'art, du coup, c'est littéralement fouiller la zone. On va faire ça et après, on va faire les quais de Moalani là. Pour ce qui est de la zone, on a du coup tout exploré au final, oui. Enfin, tout exploré. On a ouvert toute la map pour l'instant. Sur ce YouTube, je vous dis à la prochaine. Pas de vœux ce soir, enfin pour l'instant, parce qu'on les fera plus tard, donc vous les verrez dans une autre VOD. On va cumuler le plus de primos possible. Actuellement, on en est à... C'est pas là. 2464 avec déjà 20 primos de vœux de personnages. En vrai, je pense pas qu'on va les faire sur ici, parce que... Bah... Kazuha, je l'ai déjà. Et Moalani m'intéresse pas tant que ça. Alors oui, je sais que ça pourrait faire pour la collection et tout. Mais, ben... Pas spécialement envie d'avoir Moalani. Alors, on en est où dans les juste pour voir. Hein. Emily, 5 x 8. 5, 10, 15... Ça fait 40, 5 x 8, 40, je suis con. Donc il y aurait des chances qu'on puisse tirer à 5 étoiles. Donc je pense qu'on va attendre dans 2 semaines pour qu'on puisse avoir les nouveaux persos et faire des poules sur un personnage qui m'intéressera peut-être un petit peu plus. Est-ce qu'on sait déjà qui c'est qui va y être? Je sais plus où c'est, j'y vais jamais. Donc là pour y retrouver événement. Non. C'est quoi? Non. Annonce. Annonce. Alors. 5-0, blablabla, blablabla. Événement. Oh, on va revoir les escapades extra boom de Dodoko. Oh, trop bien. Dodoko, where are you? Alors, lui, on l'a fait. J'avais pris Jin. Il n'y a pas noté pour les prochains, je crois encore. Ok. Je te la distance. Le terminer Pierre Noire sous des blanches. Voilà. Je crois qu'on a fait tous les trucs ici. Oui. Dueliste. Ça doit être des quêtes d'explos de Natlan, je pense. Ok, bah du coup pour YouTube, bon, on va s'arrêter là. Je vous dis une bonne soirée, je vous dis à la prochaine. N'hésitez pas à vous abonner, partager les VOD, etc. Pour ce qui est, du coup, au revoir.